These are the 15 movies I'm most looking forward to for the rest of 2025. Most of these movies I haven't seen a trailer for, and most of them I don't know what they're about. I mostly based my order off of just who's directing it and what director's projects I'm most excited for. I tried to do a top 10, but there's so much good sounding stuff coming out. Number 15 on my list is After the Hunt. This is directed by Luca Guadagnino. It comes out October 17th. I really like Luca Guadagnino. I like his style. I really like his horror. I loved his Suspiria movie. I really like Call Me By Your Name. I can't remember the name of it, but I like that Timothée Chalamet vampire movie that he did. I didn't love that one, but I thought it was alright. October 17th, After the Hunt, the new Luca Guadagnino movie. I don't know if this is a horror movie. I hope it is, because I like when he does horror. 14 on my list is The Black Phone 2. If you saw The Black Phone 1, it doesn't really make much sense how there is a sequel to The Black Phone 1, but I like Scott Derrickson. Every time you see a Scott Derrickson movie, I feel like he gives you at least a good to really good movie. Sinister was pretty good, but I hate the ending. He made Doctor Strange, and I like Doctor Strange. I don't know if he did Doctor Strange 2. If he did, I hated that movie. But whatever, it is cool that he's like doing these big comic book movies, and then he's doing these small horror films. And The Black Phone 1, I thought was a big surprise. I thought that movie was going to be terrible, and I really liked it. So, I watched Black Phone 2. I have a feeling if I were going to guess a sequel to The Black Phone 1, probably isn't going to be good, but who knows, hopefully. I like Ethan Hawke too, and I like that he's playing this like creepy serial killer dude. Number 13 on my list comes out next week. Fantastic Four First Steps. I hate the subtitle. It's a terrible subtitle. It's directed by Matt Shakman, who directed WandaVision. I thought WandaVision was really good. I think it's a little bit overrated. I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. I think the ending's kind of bad. But I liked WandaVision enough to where, like, I'm sure Fantastic Four will be at least decent, at least entertaining. I doubt it's really going to blow me away or be, like, a really surprising, shocking film. Ralph Ineson, I'm just stoked for that dude because I've been a fan of him since The Witch. And he's Galactus, I think. Number 12, coming out on November 21st, is Wicked for Good. I had never seen The Wizard of Oz until like a couple days before the first Wicked came out. And I never thought that I would like the original Wizard of Oz, which is why I didn't watch it. But that movie blew me away. It honestly surprised me so much, and I loved it. Watching a movie back then in 1939 and how they made it, I thought it was awesome. I thought Wicked was really good. I like musicals. I can get down on a musical, but I felt like there was too much singing in Wicked. When she's about to take off on that broomstick at the end of the movie, she sings like 3 songs about how she's about to take off on the broomstick before she takes off on the broomstick. And then she sings like 5 more songs on the broomstick. It was just a little bit too much singing. When they're at that dance scene, they sing like 10 songs before they like interact with each other. It was just a little bit too much. But I'm stoked for Wicked for Good. I'm sure it'll be good. But they gotta make Elphaba a villain for any of it to make any sense. Number 11 on my list comes out on Halloween, October 31st. It's Yorgos Lanthimos' new film, Begonia. Yorgos Lanthimos is hit or miss for me now. He made The Lobster, which I think is one of the best movies that come out in the last like 10 years. And then he made Killing of a Sacred Deer, which was awesome. He made The Favorite, which is one of my favorite movies of the last 10 years. It's my favorite Yorgos Lanthimos movie. I tell everybody to watch The Favorite. He made Poor Things. I thought Poor Things was a little bit overrated, and Poor Things should have spoke just to me. It's a sci-fi horror Frankenstein-esque movie starring Emma Stone, but I just felt like he got a little bit carried away with just like, we're gonna have Emma Stone just, sex scenes for 3 hours, which is awesome in concept, but then when you're watching Emma Stone sex scenes for like 2.5 hours, it got a little bit boring and a little bit pretentious. As crazy as that sounds. I'll see it. It's Yorgos Lanthimos, and I really like what a unique director that is. That's my number 11. My number 10 is Honey Don't. This is directed by Ethan Coen of the Coen brothers, who made probably my favorite movie ever. One of them, No Country for Old Men. I love the Coen brothers. What happened to Joel Coen? Is he retired? Does anybody know if he retired? Because I feel like it's just been Ethan Coen making things. I could be totally wrong. But Honey Don't, it's starring Aubrey Plaza and Chris Evans, which is pretty cool. I don't know what it's about, but the Coen brothers have my heart and my soul, and I'll watch anything they make. Number 9 on my list is Zootopia 2. Zootopia 1 is pretty awesome. I like that movie. I don't know if the second one has the same director. I don't know what it's about, but I like Zootopia. It was pretty sick. I'll watch Zootopia 2. I'm a fan. That one comes out on November 26th. Number 8 on my list comes out on October 24th. It is Mortal Kombat 2. If I were to make a wild guess, I would guess that this movie's gonna suck. The first one that came out in COVID times wasn't great. There were things I liked about it, but it wasn't great. I have a lot of tattoos. My very first tattoo on my thigh, it was Mortal Kombat logo. I love Mortal Kombat. I think I've beaten every single Mortal Kombat game. I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat. I personally don't think it's possible to make a good Mortal Kombat movie. As a big fan of the video games, I just don't think everything that's a video game can translate well to a movie. I don't think everything can be adapted into another medium perfectly every time. And I don't think, I'm waiting to get convinced, that a good Mortal Kombat film can be made. I think it works great as a video game. I don't think you can make a good Mortal Kombat movie. Maybe this one will prove me wrong. Probably not. Number 7 on my list, coming out August 8th, is Weapons. Weapons is directed by Zach Cregger, who did Barbarian. Barbarian was a really surprising, pretty awesome horror movie. I don't know what Weapons is about. I seen the poster, and it's like a bunch of kids like running in the night with their arms out like this, and it says like, all these kids disappeared from this classroom in the middle of the night. Pretty cool concept, and I love whenever this dude does a horror movie. There's a lot of cool horror films coming out this year. There's a lot of cool horror movies that have already come out this year. I think it's a good year for horror in 2025. That's number 7 on my list, Weapons. Number 6 on my list, hear me out. It's Avatar, Fire and Ash, Avatar 3, just because it's James Cameron. He made Terminator, Terminator 2, Aliens. I think he's one of the greatest of all time, and one of the greatest directors of all time has a movie coming out this year. I haven't loved his Avatar series so much. I thought Avatar, Waterworld, or whatever it was called, was good, but it's not something I really care to rewatch. I hated the dialogue in the movie. I feel like I might not like Avatar, Fire and Ash, but it's one of the best directors ever, so I'm stoked to see it. That's number 6, coming out December 19th. That's actually chronologically the final film of the year that's on my list. Number 5 on my list, coming out November 14th, is Keeper. This is directed by Osgood Perkins, another small indie horror film coming out this year. I don't know anything about Keeper, but I just know Osgood Perkins has a style that really speaks to me. He made The Black Coat's Daughter, which I think is a really underrated, nobody talks about, and I feel like nobody's really seen The Black Coat's Daughter, but that's a great film. He made last year's Longlegs with Nicolas Cage, really, really awesome film, and Micah Monroe. I actually have a tattoo of Micah Monroe on my arm, and so I really like Osgood Perkins. Keeper comes out November 14th. It's number 5 on my list. Number 4 on my list, directed by Dan Trachtenberg, coming out November 7th, is Predator Badlands. I'm a huge Alien and Predator fan. Dan Trachtenberg I'm kind of split on. I know everybody loved Prey. I thought Prey was okay. It was decent, didn't really blow me away, which was directed by Dan Trachtenberg. And then he just came out with an animated Predator movie just like a couple weeks ago called Predator Killer of Killers. Thought it was really awesome. I think the third act is a little bit weak. I love that Dan Trachtenberg is very fascinated in the lore and the mythology of the Predators, of the Yautja, and that's what I find cool about him. I haven't loved his Predator movies, but I will always be excited about Dan Trachtenberg, any of his movies, but I like the fact that you can tell he is a real Predator fan. I just don't know if I love him that much as a director, and I don't know if I love his writing so much, but I'm stoked for Predator Badlands. I hope it's awesome. I still love 10 Cloverfield Lane. I think that's Dan Trachtenberg's best movie. I think that's an awesome movie if you haven't seen it. Number 3 on my list, coming out October 3rd, an A24 movie starring The Rock, A Smashing Machine, directed by Benny Safdie, one half of the Safdie brothers, who directed Good Time, and I believe they directed one of my favorite movies to come out in the last decade. I could be wrong that they directed this movie, but Uncut Gems, I friggin' love Uncut Gems. If they directed that, that's crazy. Smashing Machine, starring The Rock, in like a serious role, playing, I think the dude's name is Frank Kerr or Mark Kerr. This dude is like one of the MMA like back like 30 years ago, so I don't quite really know him too well, but I'm gonna research, watch his fights, learn about this dude before I see the movie. And it's by Safdie brother, an A24 movie. I feel like this is gonna be one of the best movies of the year. That's number 3, coming out October 3rd. Number 2, coming out September 26th. And this is kind of really my number 1. It's One Battle After Another, directed by the great Paul Thomas Anderson, starring Leo DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro. Don't know what this movie's about, but it's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, one of the greatest directors of all time. Super stoked for it. So One Battle After Another is my most anticipated movie for the rest of 2025. That's a 2025 movie. But on August 14th, in just a couple weeks, is the re-release of 2016's Shin Godzilla. One of my favorite movies of all time. I never got to see it in the theater, and I'm so stoked to watch it in the theater. August 14th, just a couple weeks away. That's my 15 through 1. After the Hunt, Black Phone 2, Fantastic Four, Wicked for Good, Bugonia, Honey Don't, Zootopia 2, Mortal Kombat 2, Weapons, Avatar 3, Keeper, Predator Badlands, The Smashing Machine, and One Battle After Another by Paul Thomas Anderson, and then the re-release of 2016 Shin Godzilla. Those are my most anticipated movies of the year. What are yours? Peace.